Graziano, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are on the verge of a dynasty. Do you believe it or not?
Not. How can you be a dynasty when we know for a fact you aren't even going to win your division next year? We know for a fact, 18 years, no repeat NFC East champion. The only thing we know about next year is that the Eagles won't win the division. Can't be a dynasty if you can't win back-to-back titles.
Well, so let me push back on my esteemed colleague, Mr. Graziano here.
This is real, man.
The statistic you are offering is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
However, past results are not necessarily indicative of
in this case,
future outcomes. Here's the deal. They are good, they are young, they are loaded on both sides of the ball, and they have a 23-year-old superstar whom their coach just compared to Michael Jordan at quarterback in a conference where he is probably already the best quarterback. You tell me why we shouldn't say they're the favorite for the foreseeable future.
Football. Football happens. So, I get it. I would be as excited as anyone if I was an Eagles fan right now. They need to take this season and obviously this game one step at a time, but they do have all the building blocks for a long run. But a lot of teams have had that in the past. The important thing, I think, right now is to continue to elevate Jalen Hurts and allow Jalen Hurts to elevate this team. This next game is a big step for him because last week, as great as he looked and as great as this team was, it doesn't feel like we're going to treat that win over the Giants, who no one even expected to make the playoffs. We're going to treat that as a big playoff win. It's not fair what we do, but it is what we do, and I think it also permeates the team. When Jalen Hurts leads a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, you then feel differently about the quarterback you have.
Okay, so then there are the stakes here, Marcus, both tangibly and intangibly this weekend for Jalen Hurts. We understand what the tangible stakes are. If they win, they go to the Super Bowl. How about what's at stake for him? Are there any remaining questions he needs to answer with a statement performance against the best defense in the NFL on Sunday, in your mind?
No, he can answer. He can answer the question that they are going to be a team to be reckoned with as far as dynasty if they can keep these guys together. The problem is so many things change within one offseason to say a dynasty. But Jalen Hurts is the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. As long as Nick Sirianni is there and as long as they stay in the same vein of what they do offensively, y'all, I'm telling you right now, like last Sunday when I watched San Francisco and Dallas, I would have thought that San Francisco was the team that could go and beat Philly. Philly is a much better team than the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. And look, that don't mean that they're going to win the game. We all know that. But when you look at how Jalen Hurts operated, not because it's the Giants, remember, it is 13 wins on the season, by the way. This ain't just a one-game litmus test. They are damn near impossible to defend. And like I was saying about Dallas, G, they have people everywhere. Like, who you going to guard on this offense? They run the ball well. Jalen uses his legs well. You got A.J. Brown outside, who we know is a top 5 receiver in this league. Devontae Smith, when you want to go over the top of A.J. Brown. Dallas Goedert in the middle of this field. The defense has 70 sacks on the season. Now, that may be a bunch of change over there, but you got to pass the ball because usually you're playing from behind. This team is the best team in the NFC. That's why I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. That's why I picked them to win the NFC East. And to Graz's point, like, we could bet on those numbers, but Howie Roseman has done a better job than anybody in that division as far as putting a team together, which is why I was on this damn show about to pass out 6 weeks in a row.
Let me make clear what I'm asking. I'm not asking if he's the quarterback next year. Right. That there's obviously. I'm talking about elite. I'm talking about MVP caliber. I'm talking about, do you rip up his contract this offseason and pay him right now?
100%.
Well, how about his coach saying he's Michael Jordan?
Yeah, well, that's line number one for the agent. I'm sure Howie Roseman's blood pressure went up quite a bit because, look, he's going to be paid at the top of the heap. If I'm them, I want to get the deal done right away. He is extension eligible. He was a second-round pick, and we know what's coming down the pike between Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. Yep. So to me, he is going to be the highest-paid quarterback. If I'm Philly, I'm going to do it sooner than later and let those other guys eclipse me.
You know, Dan Graziano, you made an interesting point. You said to me this morning, he may be right now the best quarterback in the NFC. As ridiculous as it feels to say it after one season, it may be right.
That's one of the questions that came in last night where we were doing show notes, and I read it and like, nah, there's no way. But then I'm looking at the rest of the NFC. I'm like, you know what? He might. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers certainly has a track record and can bounce. but there's not a lot of other guys. Look, I absolutely believe in Jalen Hurts. I think the Philadelphia Eagles could absolutely make the playoffs as a wild card team next year and make noise. I just know they're not going to win their division. I know this.
The only argument against Jalen Hurts being the best right now is about longevity. He's had 2 good seasons.
Yeah.
You could say that Dak's had a longer run or Aaron Rodgers has a longer run, but right now,
he's playing the best.
Yeah, I'm picking a quarterback out of NFC teams. It's him. And when Marcus was running down all the weapons and help that he has, the biggest help that Marcus didn't even get to yet, that damn offensive line. Them bruises up there make it a lot easier. If you remember, like, best seasons that Dak had. Offensive line was incredible. Something about, even though our guy Jeff Saturday's not here anymore, we got to respect the importance of being able to block.
And, oh, by the way, their defense sacked the quarterback 70 times
That helps.
this season. They're essentially rushed the quarterback. They're the 85 Bears. All right, we will get to more on him. I didn't even get to Tom Brady in there, which, wait till you hear how aggravated he got for no reason whatsoever.
What happened when you start getting older?
He's cranky. The man is cranky. And you're going to hear why as we continue. In the meantime, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.